Shitcase Cinema. On the Shitcase Cinema. Oh, it's the Shitcase Cinema.
I love the moment of their death when I am one with Zardoz.
This movie can change lives. If you ever have the privilege of watching Zardoz, then your life will never be the same again. Whether or not this is a good thing, I'm not sure. Just like I'm not sure what the hell Zardoz is actually about. Now, some films make little sense, like Pocket Ninjas, and some are confusing, like Halloween 3. But Zardoz goes one step further. It truly is the most bizarre film I have ever seen, and that's just one of the many reasons that it's piss funny. You really have to see it to believe it. So, who is Zardoz? A giant floating stone head that talks. No, don't worry, you're not tripping out on bad pills. You're literally seeing a floating stone head called Zardoz.
Zardoz speaks to you.
However, the film starts with a floating human head who claims to be Zardoz, so I don't understand this, and my confusion pretty much carried on for the entire 1 hour 40 minutes that the film runs for. Why is his facial hair drawn on with a pen? Now that's what I call a proper facial hair statement. Go on, Sean. So Zardoz floats on over so all these idiots can worship him, and they're told by this giant stone head that guns are good and the penis is evil. Seriously, I'm not making this shit up. So naturally, if guns are good, it won't surprise you to see a giant floating stone head spewing up a mass of guns for his followers. This is mental. Easily the greatest 5-minute opening to a film ever. So after Sean has shot the cameraman here, the next time we see him is inside Zardoz's head for some unknown reason, and he's been sleeping in what looks like sand. Roll on those futuristic years when a man can walk around conscious free wearing a red nappy. Futuristic films are so retarded. Just a moment. Now Zardoz was invented by a retard on several helpings of smack called John Borman. I wonder if Sean was on smack as well to make this film. What was he thinking? He goes from James Bond to a guy called Zed in a film called Zardoz. Now Zed is apparently an exterminator for Zardoz. So what does he do?
I'm just an exterminator.
He shoots Zardoz, who then floats out of the Zardoz stone head. Now by this point we're only 10 minutes into the film, but I was laughing uncontrollably from complete confusion. It's mind-blowing how utterly insane this film is. I can't stress how fucked up it is. So things become even more stranger when Sean sees some random woman walking towards him. I mean, is she meant to be in the water here or what? The amount of crappy special effects throughout make no sense. So Sean suddenly decides to shoot her, but suddenly turns away in pain as she's got magic powers or some shit. I'm not quite sure. All I know is that Zardoz is quite possibly the most amazing film you will ever see until you decide to actually put a decent film on. My life hasn't been the same since I discovered the power of Zardoz. Even receiving the DVD in the mail was an amazing experience powered by Zardoz.
Zardoz! Zardoz!
Writing Zardoz everywhere you go and worshipping the text is pretty fucking crazy, but once Zardoz drills itself into your brain, you're never the same person again. Like, I could turn into this thing right now, which makes no sense whatsoever, but sitting alongside Zardoz, it makes absolute and crystal clear sense. It's like, why is this egg strange? Because it says Zardoz.
Zardoz!
It's hard to sum up what actually goes on because frankly nothing really goes on, and what you see makes no sense. There's no coherent story being told and it's just pure randomness at its worst. Now Sean meets a load of people who don't like him and they keep him blocked up behind bars like an animal, and then they even have him pulling them about like a horse, but he doesn't complain, and that's really strange because all he apparently does is kill random people and rape women because Zardoz tells him to, because as we know, the gun is good and the penis is evil.
The gun is good. The gun is good. The penis is evil.
I'm surprised he doesn't go around chopping off men's cocks. So why is he letting these cross-dressers push him about all the time? Look here, check out Sean's delayed reaction. Must be all the drugs he's pumped up with to get through filming.
More well-delayed reaction.
Now you'll be laughing a lot if you watch the film because although it's not meant to be funny, it's easily one of the funniest movies you'll ever see. Now all these weirdos are apparently everlasting and simply don't die, and their dream is, remarkably, to die. Now the power of Zardoz is that it can affect the everyday normal person. So if we take an everyday Joe off the streets and sit him here, you'll see that after seeing Zardoz, it has a profound effect. Alright. Tell them who you are.
I'm Zed. I'm an exterminator.
No, tell them your real name.
Alright, my name's Joe.
See, so we've got an everyday Joe here,
Well,
and he's...
my name's not really Joe.
What?
My name, it's not Joe.
I don't care, it's just a phrase. So, tell them what Zardoz has done to you.
Well, he just made me walk around saying, Zardoz.
Do it properly.
Zardoz. Zardoz.
Alright, great, piss off now, Joe.
My name's not Joe.
Fuck off!
Zardoz. Zardoz.
Zardoz.
Now, let's move on to my top 5 moments in Zardoz. Number 1. The gun is good, and the penis is evil. There's simply no topping this scene.
The gun is good. Penis is evil.
Number 2. All the pansies standing around showing Sean videos of women wrestling in mud in order to make him get an erection so that they can study him. Priceless. Number 3. Sean's tash. Reminds me of Bennett in Commando. Number 4. Sean dressed in a wedding dress. Such a stunning bride-to-be. Number 5. Sean randomly shooting someone for being weak and falling over. Here we see Sean is pulling along a guy on a cart who refers to himself as Friend. And Friend refers to Sean as Monster. Friend and Monster. Kind of like Tango and Cash, only shitter. So Friend throws giant breadsticks at people in the street, and Sean tries his luck out with one of the ladies. Now, not impressed by her lack of interest, he not only throws a tantrum, but also throws a woman across the room. Oh, Sean, you hard bastard.
I'm just an exterminator.
Maybe try out that wonderful, lovely, sexy Scottish accent of yours like you did in Highlander, even though you were meant to be Spanish or Egyptian.
How revolting!
Now this is one messed up sequence. Sean is in a room talking to some woman when another woman enters and uses mind powers on him, and he suddenly loses his sight.
He's out of control.
Oh yeah, he's on a fucking rampage, completely out of control. We're all doomed. Look at him go. Now before you try to work out what's happening, the room suddenly turns into a bubble and people are trying to get in and kill Sean, and within a few seconds Sean is wrapped up in the bubble's plastic sheet and he's getting the shit kicked out of him by everybody. Now he manages to escape because, you know, he used to be James Bond, and then he's chased and attacked by a bunch of old people who dress him up in a wedding dress to avoid being seen by other goons who are trying to kill him. Brilliant. So he's then confronted by Zardoz with his sexy drawn on beard and they talk bollocks. Now this is absolutely mind blowing. Are you ready for this? Earlier on, Sean is under some spell or something like this, and a woman is trying to find out about his experience on reading books in a library. Look at that! A floating book! Very strange. Anyway, he bores us to death informing us that reading comes easy to him despite the fact he's never even seen a book before in his life. That makes no sense. He then tells us that he read about everything that happened before the darkness came and he found the book. So you're perhaps thinking that he's going to mention the Bible, but before he can tell us, he shits his pants and rips it up, running away shouting out Zardoz for no reason whatsoever. This film is insane. I love it. Now, do you want to know what the book was? The Wizard of Oz. But this is the best part here.
The Wizard of Oz. Zardoz.
Amazing. What the hell is going on? God bless you, John Borman. If it weren't for dickheads like you, we wouldn't have movies like Zardoz. So moving on before I have a brain hemorrhage, Sean enters a wacky house of mirrors and sees plenty of crazy crap before he seems to shoot himself, but he doesn't die because he used to be James Bond, obviously. Then a load of his exterminator friends run in and start to kill all the goons who are no longer everlasting, and they start to drop like flies, including Friend, who is now turned into an old man for some reason, and Zardoz, who also gets called Arthur. Whatever. So the ending is like you'd imagine it to be, completely mental. Sean enters Zardoz' stone head with some woman to live forever until the day they die. Now, watch this. Are we meant to believe they sit in the exact same position without moving while their son grows up, who then walks off out of shot randomly, and now we witness the sad, pathetic demise of Zed the Exterminator and his rape victim as they turn into skeletons and the film ends? 10 out of 10, because no other score would make any sense. Zardoz just simply wants to rock your body. Now I'm going to go into rehab for a few weeks after witnessing Zardoz, but I'll be back with more shit films very soon. Zardoz!
Zardoz speaks to you.